Bajaj Finserv, is with us now. Sanjeev, good afternoon. That's a really strong set of numbers. What led to this kind of growth, and more importantly, is this sustainable?
Thanks, Anuj. As you pointed out, the PAT growth of 46% to 467 crores is actually our best first quarter ever at the consolidated level for Bajaj Finserv. And what we have seen is actually stellar performance across all the three subsidiaries. So if you look at Bajaj Finance, again, the highest ever quarterly profit, 276 crores. When you look at Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, again, the PAT of 147 crores, highest in any first quarter. And when you look at our life insurance company, we've again seen a huge growth in shareholders' profit to 241 crores, a growth of over 200%. As we know, and I'll explain that a little bit later, there's a transfer from the policyholder funds in the first quarter. That's the reason you're seeing such a high growth there. But overall, very strong, profitable growth across each of these three subsidiaries, and hence at the consolidated level at Finserv.
Okay. Sanjeev, hi. Good evening. Congratulations on a very good set of numbers. I was just going through some of your internals, and the general insurance business, as you just mentioned, has done very well. So I think 1,320 crores is the revenues in that business versus 1,170 crores same time last year. And even the EBIT, the profit number, has come in at more than 200 crores versus about 180 crores same time last year. How is the business, the general insurance industry looking as a whole, and what kind of growth do you envisage in FY16?
The industry has still seen slow growth, seen growth of about 10-11% or so, because as you know, a large part of the industry is motor insurance, and motor sales have again remained quite tepid. However, by picking the right insurance, we've managed to perform or outperform the industry, I would say. And the one, again, important number that's reflective of profit is our combined ratio at 95.7%, which is better than the 96.5% last year. We are, I would again assume, to be industry leading, and it once again shows that you can generate profitable growth in the core insurance underwriting itself, and your investment income then is the boost on top of that. So it's very prudent underwriting, it's leveraging technology, it's the capabilities that we have built over the last 15 years, which is enabling us to consistently outperform.
Okay. Sanjeev, a word on Bajaj Finance's asset quality. We've seen a bit of worsening quarter on quarter, both in terms of gross NPAs and net NPAs.
So Anuj, when you look at this and with the way the company is growing, we've always said that for our mix of businesses, you should be able to see a 50 to 70 bips net loss number. And we are in that range. It's 55 bips in this quarter. Now, within that, 5-10 bips here or there is not something that you can predict. One odd SME loan gets default, you will see this kind of a blip. And then some of them get paid back as well. So I would look at the number in, I would say, comparison to the industry. And here again, what you would see would be the lowest net loss numbers by and large in the industry for the kind of product mix that we have and the customer segments that we lend to.
Okay. Can you throw some more color on the life insurance business? Because this quarter, your EBIT or your profit in the life insurance business is 266 crores, but that compares to 590 crores last quarter. So on a quarter-on-quarter basis, the profitability has dipped. Is this an aberration, or are you facing some, concerns in the some slowdown in the life insurance business?
So in the life insurance business, there are two P&Ls that we run. One is called the policyholders profit and loss account, and one is the shareholders P&L. Now, what the IRDAI regulations say is that the policyholders profit, there is a portion of that which belongs to the shareholder. This can be passed on to the shareholders only after audited accounts. And till last year, our audited accounts only happened end of the year, and that's why the Q4 profit is actually an aberration, because it's the transfer of the whole year's policyholder funds, profit on the policyholder's account, to the shareholders in one quarter. Hence, from this year, for the first time, our life insurance company is presenting quarterly audited accounts, and as a result, this allows us then to transfer the quarter share of profit from the policyholder funds to the shareholders' funds. And this becomes a much better like-to-like comparison with most of our peers who do the same thing. So that's why the comparison with Q4 is an aberration because of the reason that I just mentioned. And the comparison with the Q1 of the previous year will also be an aberration because this is the first time that we are doing this. But you will see this happening now quarter on quarter, and then from next year onwards the comparisons become real. But we've also put the numbers down in our press release to show if we had not done this, what would the change have happened. So the amount of transfer from the policyholder funds to the shareholder funds is about just under 100 crores.
Okay, Sanjeev, you did say that you managed to outperform the industry. What's your current market share, and do you have any kind of targets in mind for market share?
So again, Anuj, when you talk of market share, there's a general insurance business, there's a life insurance business, there's a Bajaj Finance. There's a Bajaj Finance that's in multiple customer segments. So there isn't one standard market share. But if I were to just run through top line numbers, if you see our life insurance business has been degrowing year after year for the last many years. Now for FY15, we finally saw 3 to 4% growth. It was only towards the end of FY15 that we got our entire suite of products in place. When you look at our first quarter numbers now, our new business premium is actually up 70% to 674 crores. And our total premium, including renewal premium, is up 36% to 1,082 crores. So we are seeing very strong growth numbers in top line over there. General insurance again has seen a 12% growth to 1,322 crores or so, and would hold its market share, which is just below 6%. So that's one number I can share because that's a apple-to-apple comparison. And in the case of Bajaj Finance, as we know, they're still a small player in the overall lending pie. They still account for just about 0.5% of all loans that are given in the industry. Yet in lines that they're present, for example, in consumer loans, I believe they would be one of the largest consumer lenders by way of number of loans in the country. And we have seen very strong growth again over there in the quarter.
Okay, just one final question then. Since you mentioned that the entire two-wheeler space is going through a bit of a slowdown, what kind of AUM growth can you see in say FY16? Because as I see it in your press release, your assets under management stood at around 35,000 crores as of this quarter, which is an increase of 10%. Going forward, what can we expect?
Now the two-wheeler growth and two-wheeler financing accounts in our case for about 10% of our book. And yes, we expect that to continue to be slow for at least the next quarter or two, and then we hope it will pick up. I don't know an exact number, but I would say we would expect at least a 20-25% growth in AUM through the year, unless the economy gets much worse.
All right, that is significant, a 25% growth that you're expecting. Sanjeev, all the best for the quarters to come, and congratulations on a good quarter. That's a good set of numbers coming in from Bajaj Finserv.